Hello, my friends, and welcome to yet another episode of Daily Dose of Stupid. This time around, we've got a huge, wide variety of stuff without any sort of focus, so more like the classics. With that being said, I'm not going to waste too much of your time. Let's get into the stupid. The very first comment comes from my Discord DMs, and it's somebody talking about Deepwoken, and sometimes I get comments from people that I just I can't possibly begin to comprehend. This person says, my bad for coming into your DMs, but I just wanted to say in Deepwoken, if you press M2 while ragdolled, you can cancel out of it. This DOS'd work for some moves, but a majority, like Sharko Kick, you can do that. So there's a lot wrong with this. Probably the biggest thing wrong with this is the fact that I ragdoll cancel like 100 times in my Deepwoken videos. I do it all the time. Not only that, but at the point of getting this DM, I had already made the Deepwoken beginner's guide, and in the beginner's guide, I mentioned the fact that you can ragdoll cancel. Just like... So it would already be pretty bad if this was just the only problem, but the thing is that the Sharko Kick is something that you can't ragdoll cancel. It's one of the few moves in the game where it's not an option. So Really? When you get kicked by a Megalodon, it dazes your character, and while you're dazed, you can't roll, and by proxy, you can't ragdoll cancel. At least as far as I understand how that works. So it's just like mountains of problems on top of mountains of problems. And then the fact that this wasn't just a comment that you left on a video, you went out of your way to seek me out to tell me wrong information and things that I did in my videos. Oh man. Our next stupid is a doozy, and it's a long one. Once again, coming from my Discord DMs, somebody was really not happy with my Realm Rampage video. Bear with me, because this one's a lot. You're completely missing the point of Battlegrounds games. I'm not here to defend Realm Rampage because I agree it's a cash grab mess of barely functional code ripped from TSB's ass, but I completely disagree with almost all of your actual criticism you threw at it, which isn't a lot, by the way. Your Realm Rampage video was a solid 5% actual criticism, 50% being upset for the sake of being upset, and 45% a fucking skibbity toilet game. The only thing you actually said against the game is in summary, the gameplay is linear and repetitive because all there is to do is spawn in and murder people, and it requires no skill. That's it! That's all you actually said! Was the 10-minute video necessary? Eclipse, you played YBA for like 3 years and that's your argument? You play shooters where the entire gameplay loop is pick gun, spawn in, shoot people. Explain how that is different, like gameplay-wise. Other than the genre difference of one being guns and one being beating people to death. Explain how there's an actual difference there. Like, I get that Realm Rampage is a janky mess, but there are good Battlegrounds games. If you don't stop collectively shitting on all of them for just being Battlegrounds games, then you'll never actually have fun. I obviously don't know you personally, but from watching as many of your videos as I have, I can at least get a fair idea of what you enjoy in a game, and I'm confident there are Battlegrounds games you will enjoy. Then he starts talking about Jujutsu Shenanigans and Heroes Battlegrounds. I'm gonna skip that part, it's not relevant. Then he says, I urge you to try one of these games out and actually look for the positives in them. They take a moment to try and at least comprehend the mechanics, because once you do, I'm sure you'll start piecing things together in your head and begin enjoying the game. Given your clear hatred of TSB, I recommend you start with Jujutsu Shenanigans, as it's what got me into the genre and because of its comparative simplicity. Don't focus on combos or anything like that. The main draw of the Battlegrounds game is movement and positioning in a 3D environment. Roblox games like this have existed since 2009, Eclipse. Black Magic is one of the most complicated fighting games ever made, and it's a 2009 Roblox game. Modern Battlegrounds games are this but simplified and focus more on how you can optimally use your very limited tools in conjunction with fast-paced movement to punish mistakes made by your opponent. I don't have a proper ending for this rant, and in hindsight, I'm more upset at your shitty, pretentious, pseudo-game critic viewers who take your words for Bible than you. But at the end of the day, you are an influencer, and your viewers are the negative troglodytes they are because you go out of your way to play bad games just to be negative about them. I'm not expecting a video to be made on one of the games, or even a response to this DM. Just give the genre a chance, and you might find a new game you genuinely enjoy. That's, yeah, that's a lot. Not only is it a lot, but, oh boy, is it a lot of nonsense. So let's unpack this, shall we? First of all, the criticism that I don't like Battlegrounds games by the get-go, so I wasn't going to like this. I get that one a lot, and you're 100% correct with that. But you also have to understand that when I review or play games or talk about games, regardless, I would say roughly 90% of the time, the reason that I'm playing it is because people have sent it to me. I mentioned it in the Realm Rampage video, but people sent that to me. Several of them, of course, prefacing it with, "You will hate this, please play it." And the reason that I take the bait sometimes is because people enjoy watching those videos. They get views. The Realm Rampage video got views. You can see it. And it's my job to make things that people want to watch. So if that's what people want to watch, then that's what I'm going to make. That being said, I didn't want to just make a video that was basically saying nothing, have it be 5 minutes long, and then end the video. So that's why the other 50% of the game is an incredibly shitty skibbity toilet game. That's the joke. It's meant to be a joke. If you didn't get the joke, obviously I don't think that the skibbity toilet game is any good. I don't know what to tell you on that front. As for my criticism of Roblox Battlegrounds games just being spawn in and murder people, yeah, that one stands. And your argument of you played YBA and shooters for years, how are those any different? Oh my god, are you serious? So we'll take it one at a time. Let's start with YBA. YBA at its core is an RPG. You spawn in at level 1 with absolutely nothing. You need to level up. There's a storyline. There's quests to interact with. You can obtain several different stands throughout the game. And not only that, you can also upgrade your stands. When you level up, you can go into your skill tree and pick between 3 different skill trees to upgrade. Your stand, your spec, and your character. All which require skill points which you get from leveling up. But you only have a certain amount of skill points, so you can't just upgrade everything. This leads to gameplay variety because you can make a huge amount of builds depending on what spec you're using, what your character skill tree looks like, what stand you're using, what your stand skill tree looks like, what your spec skill tree looks like. All gameplay variety. On top of the fact that the game has PvE, a leveling system, a battle royale mode, the list goes on. I don't see how you could possibly compare the sheer amount of things that you can do in YBA compared to spawn in with everything unlocked. You have 4 moves per whatever character, and then you just kill each other and that's it. The amount of depth of gameplay, it's just I can't. Are you serious? And that's YBA. Are we really going to get started on the first-person shooter question of how a first-person shooter has more things to do? Alright, sure, I'll bite. I like the Battlefield series. Let's use Battlefield 4 as an example, a fan-favorite title. Not only does this game have a full-fledged story campaign that you can play, but it also has a multiplayer mode where you can not only level up your profile, but you can also level up each individual class and each individual weapon that you unlock, whether it be unlocking it through leveling up your character or leveling up each class, also unlocks attachments that'll change how you play the game. Not only that, but in Battlefield, there are several game modes that you can choose from. Whether you want to play Team Deathmatch, Domination, Conquest, Obliteration, Rush, Conquest Assault, the list goes on. Air Superiority, there are things I'm forgetting. Regardless, each of those modes plays differently, and not only that, when you play those modes, there is a winner and a loser, because there's an actual video game there, unlike these, which aren't games. They're glorified tech demos. When I play games, I like to actually have something to do and a reason to go do it. Not everyone is like me, and that's fine. But if you're coming to my channel and you're looking for my opinions, that's what you're gonna find. You're gonna find that I like games where I have direction and things to do and reasons to do them, and I don't generally like games where that's not the case. If you already knew that, then I don't even know why you would have bothered clicking on the video to begin with. You should have known what to expect at this point. And then after spewing all this BS, then you go after my viewers, calling them shitty, pretentious pseudo game critic viewers who take my word as Bible. Okay, well, I don't see how that's at all relevant to me. I try my best to make sure that the people who watch my videos take everything that I say with a grain of salt and understand that some people have different opinions than me, and that's fine. I have to explain to people often in DMs that you don't see on the Daily Dose of Stupid, where they're asking for my opinions on things, and they want to have discussions with me about my opinions, and I have to politely tell them in the nicest way that I can that I don't want to have that discussion because I don't care. You're entitled to your opinion, and I don't feel entitled to defend mine constantly. I do it for the videos, but if there weren't videos like this, then I just wouldn't bother. Now we've spent too long on this. I think we need to move on. The next was a stupid somebody sent me. Apparently it was posted in the Realm Rampage Discord. And it says, Eclipse makes the worst fucking takes now. How the hell was this game a 1-to-1 copy of Strongest Battlegrounds? His words, not mine. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't need to answer this, do I? No, I don't need to answer this. I do not need to answer this. We're moving on. This comment came from the video that I uploaded that a lot of you probably missed, which is fine. And that video was the little clip that I showed where I was playing XDefiant. I just had a lot of fun and I had a really high moment in gaming, so I clipped it and put it on my channel. Didn't think much of it, but it didn't stop people from coming in and saying, also, wouldn't this be uploaded to the FPS channel since it's not gonna do well here anyway? Tell me you're out of the loop without telling me you're out of the loop. So the FPS channel is a lot of work, and that's the reason that it's dead. The FPS channel is dead. I can't keep it up with the amount of work that I need to do every week, especially with a recent project that I've taken on, which makes it even harder. And the thing about comments like this is it's always frustrating to me because it's not as if I don't know that the video is not going to do well, but that's not why I uploaded it. Like, did you genuinely believe that I randomly posted a 1-minute XDefiant video and thought, oh man, this one's gonna be a hit? No, I uploaded that video because my YouTube channel exists so I can share things with my audience, so I can share things with the people of the internet. That's why I started to begin with. It's not like I get on here every day with the sole intention of money, 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 money. It's all about the money. It's my job, but it's also my passion. And that XDefiant clip was one of my craziest moments in gaming in general of probably the last few years. So I wanted to share that with people who cared. And there were a lot of people who cared and watched that and shared in my joy with me. But then you have people like this, Debbie Downers, who are like, well, it's not gonna do well here anyway, so why didn't you put it on the other channel? Ugh. Now we move on to some comments from the Rell Seas video. The first is, y'all expect a perfect game and judge everything they do wrong, saying that the game is bad. You're the only ones overhyping the game. So this is a very blanket statement, but are you talking about me? I'm overhyping the game? Because I've talked about the game twice, said I hope it's going to be good, but people are probably too overexcited about it, and then moved on. But like, do you pay attention to the way that the Glazers talk about this game? Or I don't know what to tell you. If I'm not talking about you, then that's fine. Congratulations, you win. You're not gonna fall victim to being overhyped and then being disappointed. But there are a lot of people out there who need to hear the words of, don't get too excited because if this fails, you're gonna be really disappointed. That applies to gaming as a whole, not just Rell Seas. But this statement in of itself is like a circular statement because you can't simultaneously say that people are saying it's going to be a perfect game and then criticizing things saying they're bad. Because if the people overhyping are saying the game will be perfect and then saying things are bad, they're not saying the game is perfect. That's circular logic. You can't... That doesn't make sense. Anyways, moving on, there was another guy in here who left a bit of a wall of text, and it reads, the fact that he calls G-Popo air dashes, lol. I'm still mad that he dogged on entry point. Hang on a minute, when the fuck did I make that video? March 6th, 2023. Have I really lived in your head rent-free for like almost 2 years? Jesus Christ. First of all, I really like the tutorial voice. This has gotta be a troll. There's no fucking way. It's very clear and understandable. It sounds like a cringy robot. Are you kidding me? Some of the stuff is definitely unfinished, yeah, and actually has been changed. Okay, well then why the hell did they put it in their video, which they have shown? The progression comment at the start of the video blew me away, mostly because this man made a ton of content on YBA, which is a total bandit beater. How could you possibly see a RuneScape progression as bad while it's one of the most loved progressions in all of MMO history? Okay, so even if we assume that that's true, I don't like the RuneScape progression system. I think that it's extremely boring in the games that I've played with it in, so like, I don't know what else to tell you. Combining these with great graphics, story progression, and building creating will without a doubt be awesome. Also, it's really great that they are showing gameplay instead of fake cutscene trailers. But they didn't show gameplay of the PvP, which is what I talked about. Whatever. Got to appreciate that. They are showing exactly how the game will be, and the hype is still there! If they had only cutscene trailers that aren't gameplay, then maybe the hype will be too much. But we have seen the first version of combat, which looked great. That's great. I didn't see that because they didn't put it in the video. And now they have an even better system. Like, come on, that's amazing. Let them cook. I found the overhyper from earlier. Edit, we have seen PvP. They didn't show it in the video because they were mainly showcasing other mechanics. They have full PvP balls to the walls videos. Then they should have put it in their massive video where they talked about all of these systems. That's pretty important to leave out. Whatever, we're moving on. This comment's from the JoJo Tycoon video. It reads, I'm not trying to be a hater, but this game is just bad. I just played it. It's overly bad. Actually, hang on, there's no punctuation. Let me try this again. I'm not trying to be a hater, but this game is bad. I just played it. It's overly bad, and I don't know how you're saying this is better than YBA. YBA isn't that good, and this is worse. I'm not going to lie. What goes through somebody's head when they watch a video like the JoJo Tycoon video, and they think that I came out of it saying that the game is good? Do you think I would be caught dead saying that JoJo Tycoon is an objectively well-made game? Fuck no! JoJo Tycoon is an absolute dumpster fire. It is a trash heap of a video game when it comes to a coding and design perspective. That being said, that's a part of the reason that it's so funny and it's fun to play. It's fun to mess around for an hour or two playing JoJo Tycoon because it's so disastrously broken. It's like a train crash that you just can't quite look away from because you're morbidly curious as to see what will happen. That's what JoJo Tycoon is to me and the rest of my friends. No one is saying that the game is good, because it's not. But it is fun, at least in my opinion. You don't have to agree with that, and I would agree that if I went to go play JoJo Tycoon by myself, I would be absolutely miserable. That wouldn't be fun at all. But that wasn't the point of the videos. The point of the videos was just to have you guys see me having fun. That's why I made it. The next few comments are from the Meciouvor. I don't know how to pronounce it still, and I don't care. This person says, don't think it was that bad. It has a good concept. The execution of it, however, was pretty rough and buggy. Okay, how do I even... What? You don't think it was that bad because the concept was good. What is the concept? If the concept is empty wasteland wandering, level up by killing random enemies game, there's like a bajillion of those. That's not, there's nothing special about that. You know who did that? And I know these guys are gonna love this because they love every time I bring up Deepwoken and they're like, Eclipse just glazes Deepwoken every time. Deepwoken does this concept about 350 times better. If you have a game and you've made it and the execution sucks, it doesn't matter how good the concept is because the game sucks. Not rocket science. This guy says, wiki game? I got to level 10. I didn't even know there was a wiki. The skill tree is accessible from the beginning, and you don't need to find any NPCs tucked away in a cave to progress. Eclipse usually has good takes. Not this one. They've been falling off recently. Deer hunting not working with bow makes sense. I was bugged about that. But it's a nitpick. Barren Wasteland issue isn't as bad as a game like Derelict. There's some treasure, NPCs, enemies, caves here and there. Plus, being attacked in Starter Town, you worship Deepwoken, there it is. It does the same thing. Oh, good God. Are you fucking serious? You compared the Barren Wasteland problem to Derelict, a game with probably the worst Barren Wasteland problem, period. Or at least tied with this game. It's pretty fucking bad. You can't take something horrendous and compare it to something equally as horrendous and go, well, it's about on par, if not a little bit better than that. And since it's not as bad, it's fine. That doesn't fly. We don't do that here. You got to level 10 and didn't even know there was a wiki? Congratulations. I could have gotten to level 10 too, because you get XP by killing stuff. I figured that out. That's not hard to figure out. That being said, okay, well, where's the rest of the game? So I get to level 10. Why did I get to level 10? What reason did I have to get to level 10? You're starting to see the problems here. The cracks show very, very quickly. If the game was just get to level 10, there's barely a game. And then being attacked in the Starter Town. Yeah, I wasn't super thrilled about getting attacked in the Starter Town, and I was less thrilled about the fact that there were 0 NPCs to help me while I was getting attacked in the Starter Town. You don't think that's a bit of a problem? There's no failsafe. If someone just wants to murder you over and over again, they can, and you'll always spawn there so they can just keep killing you. Perfect. Fantastic. Speaking of the Starter Town, this fucking idiot says, wait, you got attacked in the Starter Town for being a rude twat to people who are trying to have fun? That's how you interpreted what happened? Are you brain dead? Did you watch the video? The answers to those are yes and no, respectively, clearly. That, or you're just like completely new to the MMO genre, because anyone who's played any games with guilds or MMOs knows that the worst kind of person are the people that constantly follow you around advertising their guild over and over and over again while you're just trying to play the game. And the hands down worst kind of people are the people who do that, and then when you turn them down because you want to continue just playing the game by yourself, then they fucking kill you, which is what happened here. The reason that I got killed was not because I was being a rude twat to the person that I'd already turned down and the person who had been following me around for the last like 15 minutes. If you watch the gameplay, before I even talk about this guy, you can see him in the background following me around. And if you've played the shitty game, which you shouldn't, you'll have an understanding of just how far I'd gone from the Starter Town with this guy following me. So he's following me around, following me around, following me around. Hey man, you wanna join my guild? Hey man, hey man, hey man. So finally, I'm like, please just leave me alone. And then I get murdered by his buddy. And like, how can you interpret that as me having the problem? I was being harassed. I want him to leave me alone. And there were some people in the comments who I didn't pull comments from who were like, well, this guy saved Eclipse. He should be thankful. Death in the game means fucking nothing. I didn't care that he saved me because I died right next to the spawn. If I'd gotten killed, it would have saved me time because I wouldn't have had to wait for my health to regen. This isn't Deepwoken where he saved my life and I need to be eternally grateful. No, he saved me. I don't give a shit. If I died, it would have made no difference. Whatever, man. What a fucking train wreck. I gotta get away from this stuff. We're gonna move on to the positive stuff and wrap this up, because Jesus. The first comment is from the co-owner of the JoJo Tycoon video on the JoJo Tycoon video, and they say, co-owner here, you should check out our next update. I don't know about that one, man. Some of the problems you mentioned are finally getting fixed. Well, that's good. And we're adding a bunch of things that are mainly for people who's interested in playing to unlock things. Also good. Permanent slowdowns are never getting fixed. Ha 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 ha. But stands are now gonna weld to the user. Permanent slowdowns is the biggest problem, man! Oh god. They really don't know. The reason that they're not gonna fix it is they don't know how. They don't know how to fix it. Fucking hell. This comment from the Meciouvor video, the Garden of the Lost at 10:34. Probably because it's the place where most players quit. Yeah, I wish I could, like, sometimes I wish I had the comedic ability of the people in the comments section. Because everyone watches me, but the comments are almost always more funny than I am, because they can come up with stuff like this. That wouldn't have even occurred to me, but that's funny as fuck. The irony is palpable. I wanted to pull some of the positive comments from the video that I was talking about earlier, because I talked about the negative people on the XDefiant video, so I wanted to have something from that was positive, and there were more positives than negatives. I just want to make that clear. But Tenla says the amount of joy this man had in this video is enough to be contagious, and there were a lot of people like that. There were a lot of people who shared in my joy of that moment, and that's why I uploaded it. So I'm glad that the result that I was hoping that I would get out of the video was what I got, and it honestly actually did better than I thought it would. I'm not entirely sure why. I expected the video to get about 5,000 views, and I think it pulled like 15,000, so 10,000 more people than I expected. That's a lot of people. 10,000 people that might have had their day made a little bit better by watching me enjoy myself is, like, that's good. This is from the Eternal Battlegrounds video, and it's not the initial comment that's funny, it's the afterwards. So the first comment says, Uzu's excuse for not being able to remove the voice chat icon on Gojo would be that he didn't have the funds for Adobe Photoshop because he spent all of his money and time on killing 8 snowmen. Edit. Everyone is correct. I meant 8 snowmans. Oh, fucking Christ. Just like the fact that they went back, they didn't edit the original comment, they added an edit. You guys are the best. The last 2 comments on here are also from the Eternal Battlegrounds video. One is from Jace YouTube, who says, it's funny how he says in the FAQ channel that there is 0 lag, which that is funny, and I forgot about that. I forgot all about Uzu's little Q&A where he said, the code is so good, it's so optimized, there's no lag, and then the game comes out and it's like a complete fucking spaghetti code disaster that doesn't work. It's like, oh yeah, good code, right man? Well done. And then the final comment is from Rebecca Davis, which is the patented, we waited for this World of Stands guy. I need to use that reference more. That one's good. Anyways, that wraps things up. This took an eternity, so it's gonna be one of the longer ones. Hopefully that'll be good for you guys and you get some enjoyment out of it. Regardless, I'm gonna be wrapping things up. So if you enjoyed the video, you can leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, don't. And with all that being said, have a wonderful day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you guys next time.